YouTube, I've got another book haul for you today. I've got a few books to show you, but quite a lot of them are graphic novels. If you see my channel, I'm very new to graphic novels, and at the minute I just can't get enough of them because I'm really enjoying the experience and feel like there's so much out there that I want to catch up with. So we'll dive straight in. So the first one I've got to show you is Saga Volume 2, and that is by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. I'm absolutely loving this series of Saga, and I can't wait to get to more of them. So as soon as I'm reading the first volume, I want to read the second one. It's a dystopian one, but where there's two planets at war with each other, but what they do is proxy planets, so where they carry out the war, but the two warring planets really hate each other, and it's the story of a man and a woman from these opposing planets and their child, and how they survive, and how obviously they're outcast by everybody because they're actually together with the enemy. And I'm really enjoying it. So I've got Saga Volume 2. The next one I got is Low Volume 2, and this again is dystopian. We've run out of resources and the earth is no longer habitable. We've been living under the sea, but the resources again are running out under the sea, so we are having quite a few problems, and it's quite grisly and gritty. And so this is part 2 of the series. I just want to see how it gets on, and this is by, there's 3 authors this time. The first one was just 2. Rick Remender, Greg Toshini and Dave McKay. So that's Low. Now, I just explained on my previous haul that I recently joined the library, so I've picked up a few graphic novels that I saw on a whim. And this one I saw was called Black Hole by Charles Burns, and it immediately drew me in. It appealed to me just looking at the pictures on the front. And it's a hardback, so it's quite a big graphic novel, and this is a standalone. And it says on the back, "It was like a horrible game of tag. It took a while, but they finally figured out it was some kind of new disease that only affected teenagers. They called it the teen plague or the bug, and there were all kinds of unpredictable symptoms. For some it wasn't too bad, a few bumps, maybe an ugly rash. Others turned into monsters or grew new body parts, but the symptoms didn't matter. Once you were tagged, you were it forever." So that obviously drew me in, and it's all done in a monochrome palette, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I do love a bit of a grisly tale. Again, another one that drew me in the library. It's quite a grisly cover on this one, and this is called The Absence, if you can see. And this is by Martin Stiff. It says it was nominated for Best Comic at the British Comic Awards, so obviously people think it's quite good. And it says, "In The Absence rips apart a small village on the coastal edge of southern England as it struggles to recover from the tragic losses of the Second World War. Yet any hope of healing its wounds is suddenly rocked by the return of a long presumed and hoped dead. In a place where everybody's hiding a guilty past, what terrible secrets does this hideously disfigured exile bring back with him? And what exactly happened to him during his absence?" So there's that one, and again I think this is all a monochrome palette inside as well, so I'll let you know what I think of that one. And the next one I found in the library, which I have heard of actually on BookTube, so I thought, oh, this is quite a good one to get because I've heard good things. And this is Killing and Dying, and this is by Adrian Tamine, and I think this is like a short story collection. It's sort of I think there's about 6 individual stories. It was named New York Times Notable Book of the Year. So it's 6 new stories, unpredictable and darkly funny. Don't know much about it, but I've heard good things about it, so I'm just quite happy to go in and get on with that one. And I think each story seems to have a different bit of a colour palette to it, quite muted tones for that one. Yeah, like a greeny palette for that one. And then this one I did actually buy. I've had my eye on it for ages, and this is huge, this graphic novel, and this is The Gigantic Beard That Was Evil by Stephen Collins. And it says, I think basically it's the world that's called Here, and it's an island and it's surrounded by water, and on the other side of the water is There. And here is ordered and organised, and everybody follows the rules, and nobody has a beard. And over there, where everybody's terrified, as I think it's probably just like us, you know, anything goes. And the guy in the story suddenly starts to grow a beard, and chaos ensues. So there's that one. And then two novels that I've got to show you. Firstly, and you've probably seen this on nearly everybody's channel, it's Human Acts by Han Kang. I bought The Vegetarian recently. I haven't read it yet, but everybody seems to be raving about this author, so I thought, yeah, I just need to snap it up because it's somebody I want to get to as soon as possible. And I don't know much about it. I believe it's quite a harrowing read in places, but I'm willing to give it a go. So yeah, I'll go in blind. Don't really know much about it, but the people on BookTube that I really feel like they have good taste and taste similar to mine seem to love it, so that's fine with me. And the final one I've got to show you is a lovely hardback, and this is called Rusho by Shirley Barrett, and I think this was recently longlisted for the Baileys Prize, and it's got a recommendation on the back from Hannah Kent, who wrote Burial Rites, and if you've not read Burial Rites, I really recommend that because it's absolutely brilliant. It's set in Iceland. But this says it's hugely funny and peopled with a cast of characters I came to love like my own friends. Rusho reminded me of why I love reading, so what better recommendation than that? But I think it's about a whaling family in Eden, New South Wales in 1908. And I don't really want to know too much more about it than that. So yeah, I think if you can see there's a little whale on the front cover there. So that's my haul. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you think of them. If you have, let me know what you're reading, what you're buying, anything you recommend. And let's just chat in the comments down below. I love it when people talk to me. And I will see you all soon. Bye!